What's up guys, Coach Brandon here from Vertuo Fitness, and in this week's video we're going to be talking about something very important on everyone's mind right now, how to set New Year's resolutions that always stick. Now I know a lot of us have set New Year's resolutions in the past and they never seem to pan out, but in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to set New Year's resolutions that stick and how to get them done in about half the time. Before we get to that though, make sure you subscribe to our channel here. Visit us at vertuocoaching.com for more articles and to book your free coaching consultation. And of course, follow us on Instagram for daily fitness tips. All right, guys, so we're at the end of the year. It's a good time for reflection and planning. And a lot of us are starting to think over what we wish we had accomplished last year and what we're looking to accomplish next year. So if you're like me and a lot of other people, you probably have some New Year's resolutions that didn't quite get finished, and you're probably wondering how exactly you're going to follow through on them in the year ahead. So this is exactly how I would suggest setting your New Year's resolutions so they actually happen. Now, most people's New Year's resolutions are not really goals, they're wishes. And here's what I mean by that. A wish is something that you want or you aspire to, while a goal is something that you almost feel compelled to do and you actually create a plan towards. And the big difference between a sort of wish or want and that actual goal is the structure and plan to achieve it. So a lot of people say things like, they want to lose weight or they want to be healthier in the new year. The big problem with that is it's not clearly defined. There's really no way to measure I feel healthy, right? And so most people, these are aspirations and it's almost a cathartic process to say these things out loud. And that's why all the people that sign up for the gym in January are gone usually by the end of March statistically. They didn't really have a strong reason for doing what they were doing and they didn't have any structure or plan. But the good news is this, it's actually really simple to dive in and find out what that really important reason is and to create a structured plan. So I've been working with clients on goal setting for over 10 years in the fitness industry, and I've learned a lot from reading and working with them directly and taking courses on goal setting and motivation. And over the past few years, I've gotten really good at setting very manageable and achievable New Year's resolutions for myself. I'm not a diet starts Monday or a New Year's resolution person per se, meaning that I think it's a good time to start on a new goal at any time of the year, but since people like to start for New Year's, that's why we're talking about this now. So the first big problem that I see with people in their setting their New Year's resolutions or goals is that they don't really define them, right? They'll say things like, I want to be healthier, I want to lose weight, but they don't create a way to really measure that. And if you have this sort of ambiguous goal out there, it's very hard to know if you're making progress to it. Another big problem that people see with their New Year's resolutions and reason that they don't fulfill them is they don't have a really good reason attached to them, right? And so saying that you want to be healthy is great, but you need to finish that sentence and say, I want to be healthy because. And that's really diving down into the why or the deeper psychological meaning of achieving a goal. And the third thing that's really big that people don't do that they should be doing to achieve their New Year's goals is they don't create a metric to measure progress, right? And so an easy one in the fitness industry is weight loss. If it's business, it could be revenue. If it's your relationship, it could be date nights, things like that. You need to find some metric that will let you know you're making progress towards your goal. Another mistake that people make is they don't have any accountability outside themselves for this goal. And so that's why, we with our coaching business find it really helpful to have people work directly with us because we can provide one-on-one support and accountability. I have a business mentor that I work with, and group settings also work really well if you're going to do like a fitness challenge or weight loss challenge, so it's very public. A way to take this even further is once you've set your goal or New Year's resolution to go ahead and reach out to people in your life that you respect and let them know that you're going to be working on this goal. Because if you do that, it kind of holds you accountable since you don't want to lose their respect. Another mistake that people make is they kind of set their goal, they might pick a metric, whether it's weight, pounds lost or something, and then they just kind of go off and do their thing. They don't really create a structured plan to achieve it. And so what we always suggest is deciding what the end game is, the end of your journey, whether it's you want to lose 30 pounds, and then work backwards in manageable chunks so you can pass what we call the SMART tests, right? So these are types of goals. They're called SMART goals, so they're specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And that basically means that you're saying exactly when you're going to accomplish, exactly how you'll define success, that it's meaningful to you, realistic, given to your situation, right? And that's what a SMART goal is and the lens we always want to view these goals through. So if you're trying to lose 30 pounds, you can work backwards. Say you're going to lose maybe like 2 pounds per week. You know that the process is going to take 15 weeks. You know that you're going to have to track your weight along the way. And then you can put the actions in place like increasing your exercise, tracking your food, things like that. And you can really track step by step along the way. So you have a process in place. And it goes without saying, I should think, but I do have to say this out loud. You have to check in with that process. Some people create the process and they never look at it again. I'm a big believer in having it very present in your life, maybe an Excel sheet, or there's a lot of great apps out there for tracking progress on project management or fitness and things like that. And so using those tools to really track your progress along the way is important. And the final thing that a lot of people don't do is they don't create any reward system for the end game of their goal. And if you're doing a fitness goal, maybe eating a big pizza or cheesecake at the end is not the way to go, but you need some way to celebrate your success. Maybe it's buying some new clothes or going on a trip, something like that to attach to. And so I ran myself through this process last year, and it wasn't a fitness related goal. I actually did it with my business. So when I started the gym 2 years ago, whenever you start a business, you're working all the hours. I was training clients. I was working on the business, working in the business, hiring employees, making a ton of mistakes and learning from them. Just this, very rigorous process where I was working these long, long days. I would wake up at 5 and start working on the computer, go to the gym, train people, work again in the middle of the day, train people at night. And a lot of times I was pulling like these 12, 14-hour days, 5 or 6 days a week, pretty relentlessly. And it just got to the point where I realized that, like, one, it wasn't sustainable because I wasn't enjoying what I was doing anymore, and two, it wasn't really that effective anymore. Like, I had hired some employees, and it was better for them to take on some of the responsibilities, and so I set this commitment to myself that, I had really started a business to have freedom of time and opportunity, and so I was going to cut down my hourly work within the week by delegating off some of the tasks. And so my goal was to continue to grow the business while stepping back from some of the hourly responsibilities that I'd taken on in the initial phase. And so I set a goal, a realistic time-bound goal by June of the year to have drawn down my hours to about 20 hours of work a week on the business, specifically the gym. And so what I did was I created a backwards plan where I was going to write out sort of the responsibilities and roles that I was taking on, and then on a schedule delegate them out over time, train people to take over them to make sure that they were done well, and continue to grow the gym. And so I said this goal out loud. I told a bunch of people that I really respect in my life, and that kind of held me accountable. And I created a tracker that I would look at every week that would let me know where my hourly count was. So that was my metric if I was bringing my hours down week over week. And each day I had to look at it because it was at the top of my calendar, my to-do list. And then each week I checked in and reflected upon whether I was making progress or not and adjusted along the way. And so it wasn't a completely linear path like most goals aren't. But lo and behold, by June, in the summer, I was working about 20 hours a week in the gym, which had been my goal. And as a result, I had more time to do some other things that allowed me to recharge and refresh. And it eventually allowed me to make the decision and plan opening our new studio ahead of time. So just like for me, I've had New Year's resolutions in the past that haven't worked out, but applying this process really worked for me. So make sure you read the article on our blog, check out all the tips there for this goal setting process. This could be the year that your New Year's resolutions really stick. It just comes down to having a process, setting a SMART goal, and having a mentor or coach to help you follow through. Check us out at virtuocoaching.com. Book that free coaching session, and we can show you exactly how to do this absolutely free. We believe in free education, so it's a no-sweat consultation, and we're happy to help. Until next time, guys, it's been real.